An armed patrol is always on duty, and there are numerous air raid shelters deep underground. These double for other purposes as well. One, for example, is used as a lecture hall, another as a bar, a third as a discotheque, but the waste beyond the perimeter remains untouched by any such modernity. Here the Bedouins still shepherd their camels and their goats, seemingly timeless figures linking the present with the past. In 1947, when the Dead Sea Scrolls were discovered, Qumran was very different. At that time, the area was part of the British Mandate of Palestine. To the east lay what was then the Kingdom of Transjordan. The road that runs south along the shore of the Dead Sea did not exist, extending only to the Dead Sea's north-western quarter. A few miles from Jericho, around and beyond it, there were only through tracks, one of which followed the course of an ancient Roman road. This route had long been in total disrepair. Qumran was thus rather more difficult to reach than it is today. The sole human presence in the vicinity would have been the Bedouin, herding their camels and goats during the winter and spring, when the desert perhaps surprisingly yielded both water and grass in the winter, or possibly the early springs of 1947. It was to yield something more, or one of the 2 or 3 greatest archaeological discoveries of modern times. The precise circumstances attending the discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls have already passed into legend. In a number of particulars, this legend is probably not entirely accurate, then scholars were bickering over certain points when into the 1960s. It remains, however, the only account we have. The original discovery is ascribed to a shepherd boy, Muhammad, or Muhammad the Wolf, a member of the Ta'amir tribe of Bedouin. He himself later claimed he was searching for a lost goat. Whatever he was doing, his itinerary brought him clambering among the cliffs at Qumran, where he discovered an opening in the cliff face. He tried to peer inside, but from where he stood could see nothing. He then tossed a stone into the blackness, which elicited a sound of breaking pottery. This, needless to say, impelled him to further exploration. Hoisting himself upwards, he crawled through the aperture, then dropped down to find himself in a small cave, high-ceilinged and narrow, no more than 6 feet wide and perhaps 24 long. It contained a number of large earthenware jars, about 2 feet tall and 10 inches wide. Many of them broke, 8 are generally believed to have been intact, though their quantity has never been definitively established.